Hey guys, what's going on? It's Chef Dad here, and I just wanted to do a quick video for you guys to talk about some of the different cooking options. These happen to be all skillets or frying pans, if you will. And I got three of the most popular ones out here setting for you guys, and I'm going to go through each one of them. Pros and cons, obviously this is just my opinion. Some people have all three of these, which is perfectly fine too, but let's go ahead and get started. So the very first one, this guy right here, is a cast iron pan. This happens to be from the company Lodge. This is an American-made cast iron pan, which is really nice. I believe this was some type of special edition I got at the time. It's got a deer on the back of it. It says Lodge. This is really inexpensive. Most of the time you can pick up even this American-made Lodge pan for, I'm going to say $15 to $20 at tops. Retains its heat really well, very versatile. There's really no like upper limit on heat, so you can go right from stovetop or right into the oven, and this does a really great job. I would say only downside is, and it's a big downside for me, even though I'm younger and I have no issues obviously picking something up. This is the heaviest of the three options, so definitely a trade-off. This does have to be seasoned, and all that means is each time you're done cooking, you basically want to heat this pan up fairly hot. And use a higher smoke point oil to rub inside of here before storing, and that just makes sure this guy isn't going to rust. And then also it helps with a patina in here, which basically means non-stick capability. You'll be able to fry an egg in here. You still will probably have to use a little bit of fat, so a little bit of butter in there, but I've made everything from pancakes, steak, eggs, you name it in this guy. So downside, heaviest of the bunch. Pros, this is the cheapest of the bunch. So the next one I'm going to talk about, because I think it's the closest one, the cast iron here. This is a carbon steel pan, and this one also happens to be from Lodge. This is a stamped piece of metal here. It's got some rivets with a handle attached. It's got a fairly long handle. Could be a pro or a con, just depending on how you look at it. This can be slid in the oven, just like the cast iron pan. It could be used on the stove top, very easy. I'm a big fan of this guy. The only downside, in my opinion, is a lot of the basic ones, including the Lodge ones. The actual cooking area is much smaller. It may be hard to tell on camera, but this is a 10-inch. This is also a 10-inch. The benefit of the sloped sides, however, it makes it a little bit easier to kind of get underneath stuff, whether you're making a pancake or maybe taking a spatula and getting underneath there. Only downside I could say with this, and there's two, but I don't think it's that big of a deal, is one, this is definitely more expensive than cast iron. Not a ton. I want to say this averages about $30 to $35. Amazon, several other places. The pros is this is built really well too. You can see the rivets on the back side of it. The handle feels really solid. It is definitely more non-stick. The texture in here isn't as rough as the cast iron. There is several other carbon steel pans out there, and they're definitely going to have a slicker option there. I just like buying American-made stuff whenever I can. So there we go. Last one I'm going to talk about right here is stainless steel. There is several options you guys can get when it comes to stainless steel pans, and I'm going to talk about a couple different ones here. One, there is a Clad option. This happens to be all Clad, and all that means is there's two layers of stainless steel on the outsides with a layer of aluminum in the middle of it. Really durable. This is the lightest of the bunch as well. This is the company All Clad, but there's a ton of other ones out there. One thing I would recommend is skip the ones that have a basically capsulated stainless steel on the bottom. They don't hold up as well, in my opinion. These are the most expensive pans of the bunch. Got the rivets on the outside and in the inside. One plus with that cast iron pan I brought up at the beginning is it does not have any rivets, so there's nothing in there to kind of get stuck food-wise. Just like cast iron, you got to kind of cook accordingly. One thing you can do, a lot of people take a little bit of water in their hand and throw it on here to see if the temperature is right. You'll basically get little beads of water that jump around in here when it hits that good temperature. Same thing like carbon steel and cast iron. This can go in the oven, so you can start something here, whether it's a New York strip or a ribeye, throw it right into the oven afterwards, and you'll be just fine as well. Like I said, really lightweight. Definitely of the three, in my opinion, this is the hardest one to keep clean. Barkeeper's Friend is going to be the go-to. I noticed, if you want to keep this nice and shiny, this is not bad at the moment, but not the greatest either. You really got to work at this to clean it up. My kind of tip or technique for you guys is to put some water in here. It doesn't have to be very high, and heat it up. You can take a wooden spoon or anything similar and kind of scrape the bottom of it a little bit, wash it out, and you can use the barkeeper's friend to keep it nice and shiny. The downside is after you get done doing the barkeepers and wash it out, it looks shiny, then you still got to go through and wash it with soap. But that's it, guys. Cast iron, carbon steel, stainless steel all have their pros and cons. I guess if I had to pick personally, it would be between the carbon steel and this guy here. I like the carbon steel one. I don't know if it's just like the build quality makes me feel like it's going to hold up a little bit better, and yeah, just a strong guy. And this is one of those things that's also used in a lot of pro restaurants too. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I'm going to cook out some more cooking videos soon with my young guy. Maybe even see what else I can do meat-wise between the three to show a comparison. But that's it, guys. Different frying pan comparisons. I'm not a fan of non-stick pans, as you can see. They don't hold up as well. They don't have higher temperature limits. There's a whole bunch of downsides. That's it. Thanks for watching.